Hi guys, welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for April 19th, 2021, which is a Monday. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and thank you for hitting the subscribe button. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to talk about is the moon. The moon is in the sign of Cancer right here. It has been in the sign of Cancer for some time now and about a day and a half or so. And in this time frame, we have been focused on taking care of ourselves, on our emotions, on going within a little bit. We've been spending time with family. It's been a more relaxed energy than it has been in the past week. And we have been taking care of ourselves. So that's what we are going to be focused on today as well, till the moon comes into the sign of Leo, which happens around midnight, okay? Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is that the moon is trining Neptune. Neptune is here, the moon is here, they're both at 22 degrees and they are trining, okay? They're making a 120-degree angle, which is considered extremely positive. It facilitates things, it makes things easy. So what are we feeling easy about? Neptune is the higher realm, it's spirituality, it's the other realm. It's also depression, addiction, drug, delusions, and the moon is our emotional body. And in a trine, it just means that we are feeling emotionally and spiritually in sync. We are feeling like what we are called to do is emotionally in sync with us, okay? And Moon Neptune contacts can feel depressing. However, since it's a trine, I don't think we're feeling depressed or anything like that. Okay, so that's the first thing. This happens at about 9:30 a.m. You guys can see this on the chart, okay? So that's the first thing. The second aspect, the second important aspect the moon's going to make happens at about 4:30 p.m. So let me pull up the chart for you guys. Okay, there. The moon opposes Pluto, okay? An opposition is a 180-degree angle and it does not feel very easy. In an opposition, we need to integrate two elements because they are opposing each other. They are looking at each other directly. And what are we trying to oppose? What are we trying to integrate with this opposition? The moon is our emotional body, okay? And what is Pluto? Pluto is our psychology. It's our fears, it's transformation, it's catharsis, it's rebirth, it's renewal. And in this case, I would say in very many ways, we will have to transform our emotions. We will have to change something, okay, so that we can integrate our emotions with the material reality that we are constructing, because Capricorn is our material reality and the two need to be in sync. So this happens at about 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, and be mindful that the energy can start building a couple hours before the actual event. So you can start feeling this at about 2:30, and it may feel stressful because transformation usually feels stressful, okay? And the next important aspect the moon is going to make happens at about 6:30 p.m., okay? The moon right here is going to semi-sextile Mars, a 30-degree angle, and this is positive, okay? Basically, emotionally, we are finding the drive to and courage to take a step forward to get things done. We are finding it. And perhaps after the transformation that we make at about 4:30, it will assist us in finding that courage or drive. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about some other aspects that are not related to the moon, okay? And the reason I start with the moon or I talk about the moon is because the moon rules our everyday life. It rules our moods, okay? So if you feel different from day to day, it's because of the moon. And that's why it's important to discuss it, okay? Now, the first thing that I want to talk about happens at about 2:30 p.m., okay? And what's happening? First of all, the Sun and Mercury are meeting up, they're conjuncting. And Mercury is known as the messenger of the gods, so to speak. And in this case, when they conjunct like this, we may receive a message or we may have a realization. And this message or realization is connected to our self-worth, our finances, our skills, our values. Okay, so that is happening at about 2:30 or even a little before that. And with this conjunction, both Mercury and the Sun have changed signs. The Sun stays in a sign for 30 days. So for the past 30 days, we felt the Aries energy. The Aries energy is all about doing things, starting things, doing things impulsively, taking action. And now the Sun has come into the sign of Taurus. So for the next 30 days, we will be in the Taurian energy. And what is this energy? This energy is more stable. It's slower. It's about finding your self-worth, your values, your skills. It's about your finances. So in the next 30 days, we are going to take action, but that action will be at a much slower pace with stability in mind. All right. And Mercury has also changed signs. From Aries, it has entered the sign of Taurus. Mercury, very simply put, is our mind. It's our communication. For the past 2-3 weeks, it's been in the sign of Aries, and we've been communicating or thinking, or our mind has been extremely focused on building our identity. It's been taking action really quickly. We've been thinking really fast, implementing really fast. But now in Taurus, our thinking, how we approach things, our communication will also adopt a more stable and slow approach. So that's an energy shift today. And now if you see all this energy, these three planets, okay, the Sun, Mercury and Venus were in the sign of Aries. And since April 14th, one by one, they've moved into the sign of Taurus. So now that impulsive, immediate, take action approach will stop. It will stop. We are entering a more stable energy, and I think this is a good thing, because it's been too much stimulation, it's been too much getting things done too fast. So this is a positive thing. Okay. So that's another thing I wanted to touch upon today. And by the end of the day, let's see it happen. By midnight or so, the moon will change signs. Okay, there, it's entered Leo. At about 11:30 p.m., it's entered the sign of Leo. Now the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and now the focus of our lives will shift from taking care of ourselves, nourishing ourselves, focusing on our family, going within, to what? To our heart, to sports, to pleasure. However, as the moon traverses the sign of Leo in the next 2.5 days, we will feel quite stressed out. Why? Firstly, as soon as it enters Leo, it is going to make a square to the Sun. This is the first quarter square of the Sun, and it often comes with challenges. Challenges to things you started on the new moon on 11th April. So that's the energy as soon as the moon changes signs. And soon after that, this is for tomorrow, but let me just give you a brief overview. Soon after that, the moon will square Mercury, it's going to square Venus, it's going to square Uranus. So it is going to go through a lot of stress, a lot of friction, a lot of change. Our emotions basically will face a lot of changes, face a lot of obstacles, and we will have to make certain changes. But that happens on Tuesday, beginning on Monday midnight. And the moon in Leo will also oppose. It's going to make a 180-degree angle to Saturn. And this happens tomorrow. But Saturn moon does not feel easy. Saturn is the disciplinarian, it's hard work, it's decisions, and the moon is our emotions. They do not feel comfortable when they are making an aspect. So that happens tomorrow. And to sum it all up, today is a day of an energy shift. The morning energy, it starts off as a positive beginning, but by the evening you will require some transformation. You will have to make a little change. And this change that you make is directly connected to our material reality, to the life that started for us in Jan of 2020. And that's all I'm going to say for April 19th, 2021, which is a Monday. If you want the weekly energy, you can watch my weekly horoscope. If you want to know what's happening in the month, you can watch my monthly horoscope. Both are there on the channel for you to watch. And before I end the video, I want to give a brief background on what is happening in the astrology for the past year and a half or so. And this will help you put things in context a little bit better. But if you've seen this part before, you can switch off the video now. The first thing that I want to talk about is Chiron and Uranus. All right, they are in a sextile. Okay, sorry, they're in a semi-sextile. They're making a 30-degree angle, and this is positive. And what this means is that throughout the year, because this energy will be with us throughout the year, we will heal in unexpected ways. We will heal our identity through unexpected ways, through unconventional skills, through working on unconventional skills, through making money through unconventional means. And we are going to be in this energy all year. Okay, now the second thing that I want to talk about is the Chiron Saturn. Okay, Chiron Saturn. They are in a sextile, a 60-degree angle, and we will be in this energy almost all year as well. And this energy is all about building something, taking a decision to heal our identity. And this started for us in February. So around then we started to take a decision, we started to build something that would heal our identity by the end of the year, and that something will be tangible by the end of the year. So that's the second thing. Now the third thing is very important. This happens extremely rarely. Saturn and Uranus right here, they are making a 90-degree angle. Okay, 90-degree angles are challenging, they require change. And what are we required to change? We are required to change old ways of being. We are required to become our authentic self. We are required to get rid of who we think we should be and become who we actually are. And this energy is going to be with us all year. And by the end of the year, your authentic self will be tangible, will be palpable, will be visible. Okay? So that happens next. And the next thing I want to talk about is Jupiter and Saturn. All right, they met up at 0 degrees of Aquarius around here in December of 2020, and they meet once in 20 years. So it's a big deal. And when they meet, they begin a 20-year cycle and end a 20-year cycle. So in December of 2020, we started a 20-year cycle, and we've seen most of what this cycle will entail for us. Most of it, not all of it. And in the next 2 years, we will lay the foundation for this cycle. Okay, and the second last thing I want to touch upon is the Pluto-Saturn conjunction. They met up at 22 degrees of Capricorn around here, okay? And they meet up in once in 33 to 38 years. So it's a big deal when they meet up. And they met up in Jan of 2020, which changed our material reality completely. We've seen most of what this cycle is about. This cycle has been activated, but not completely. I'll talk about it when it activates completely. And the cycle that ended for us in Jan of 2020 started between 1982 and 1984. So think back to your life between 1982 and 1984. What you started and what ended related to that. If you weren't born then it's since you've been born. What's changed for you? And the last thing I want to touch upon are the nodes. Okay, the nodes. The North Node is in Gemini and the South Node is in Sagittarius. They were in the same placement between 2001 and 2003. So whatever themes, events happen in your life back then, we'll be either resolving them, revisiting them, reviewing them, or building on them. Okay? And that's all I have to say. Please do subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.